Hey, so we're on number 3 here. It says you find this graph showing estimates for the number of people out of 100 in China who own laptops between 2000 and 2005. So it's kind of like you discovered this graph that shows what the actual numbers were for these particular years instead of your estimate using the formula. And what they want us to do is down here it says describe how you could use the values in the graph and the numbers generated from the equation to determine how accurately the function f of x equals 4 times 1.5 to the x models the data. Be sure to include specific data from the graph and values from the function. Okay, so they want us to compare this graph of actual values with our function f of x equals 4 times 1.5 to the x. Okay, so what we need to do is we need to write down each one of these values. So previously I just wrote down the values for these dots, 0, 4, 1, 6, 2, 9, and 3 and 15. Okay, so then I wrote those down here in this box here. So it says the graph values are 0, 4, 1, 6, 2, 9, and 3, 15. Now I'm going to compare that with the values from the function. So the function values, you need to calculate them. So I did f of 0 for year 0 because the value here is 0. That equals 4 times 1.5 to the 0 power. F of 0 equals 4, so the value for the function is 0, 4. Okay, those two match up. So that's good. So f of 1, you just do that calculation. F of 1 equals 6. And so those two values match up. Then I did the third one, so f of 2. And I ran that calculation, and then I got 9. So these two values match up. Now let's check this last one. They give you some extra room on the next page. So f of 3 equals 4 times 1.5 to the third power. You run that calculation and you get 13.5. So the coordinate is 3 and 13.5. Now look at the one on the graph. It's 3 and 15. So these two are actually different. So when I wrote my answer, I said all the values for the graph and the function are accurate except for when x equals 3. Here the graph is 3, 15, but the function produces 3 and 13.5. So you're comparing the graph and the function, and 3 of the values were accurate, but the fourth one wasn't accurate. So you just want to explain this in your paragraph. Now if all 4 values or data points were accurate, then you would say the function and the graph, they match perfectly. It looks like they're very accurate and all is good. Okay, so that's how you do that problem. Now let's go on to the fourth, and the last problem.